Hello and welcome back to Kevin out with me with BeamNG. So I've got about 50 new mods, untested mods. We got a bunch of cars. We got an AI driver overhaul that's supposed to add different personalities on the road. We got something that's supposed to make it so your vehicle actually leaks fluids when you crash. What else we got in here? Let's start at the bottom of the list. Start at the top. I have volumetric fluids. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I feel like skimming through this. Let's be surprised. Especially because you know a lot of this is going to be jank and broken. Or just mesh slabs. It's basically just cars that are only aesthetically different than the cars that came with the game. No actual handling changes. Sad thing is I don't even notice when that happens. Oh, well. So one thing we're going to try to do is max out the amount of pooled vehicles. Yeah, well, we'll put it up to 10. Let's be a little moderate about it. And we'll load in and hope for the best. If there's a forklift on the road, I'm going to be very agitated. So we get some new mods. So the reason I'm going car crazy and playing Beam is it's a bit of a continuation of the AI discussion that I had in my Industria playthrough. Not required reading for understanding what's going on here. But basically, the relevant part of that discussion is that AI figured out what cars I'm interested in. And basically every car I have been interested in, going back to high school, including why I lost interest in certain models, why I think I'd like certain things, just based on me describing my behavior in a workplace environment. That's kind of crazy. You can give a snapshot of how I behaved over a couple months when I was working on a project, and it suddenly knows my preferences for an entire industry that's separate from that. Keep in mind, I've never been a car enthusiast or particularly stuck to any type of brand, aesthetic, or anything in any games I play. I'm all over the place. So, I mean, there's no history that it could be using for this. I haven't had car discussions that point in any direction on the AI apps. I just ask about physics and so on. So, intent is let's use Beam as a crucible. Let's see if, at least aesthetically, if any of it ties together. I mean, there's only so much you can test in Beam. Figure out if you like the look of something, you like what it's prioritizing, then the kind of noise it makes. If you enjoy tuning it in one direction versus another, then that's all you can really do in Beam. Not testing the seat comfort here. Or anything else, really. It is probably going to take a lot of load. Should work on some AI cringe to go with our AI discussion. So I don't really have a specific intent in mind. We bought the Bronco thing at the tail end of the last episode based on the beginning of my cart discussion with AI. At that point, I was more self-directing the discussion and had misgauged my personality. I was catching on to that fact, and that's kind of why I bought the Bronco, because it's the kind of car that falls into the category of initially appealing to me, but I wouldn't actually enjoy it. So, I mean, our intent with Beam today is going to be a lot of test driving. Yeah, I did my own modification. I upped the test drive timer to 10 minutes from 1 minute. So we're going to test if my test drive modification was successful. Should be, but you never know. I did the modding on my own, so could have gone wrong, but it's fine. I wonder if Beam will actually load on the first try today. It didn't seem to like doing that when there was only 120 mods, and now there's 175. So yeah, as far as the personality testing stuff, I've brought in a couple different personality systems, is I guess the word. Myers-Briggs, archetypes. I'm at this point. I've gotten too good of an understanding of these systems. I'm gonna have to find something new if I want to make any progress that isn't just affirming the personality that I like at the moment. Don't need to be. I mean, on one hand, practicing a personality is bad if it's not actually authentically you, but it's positive if it is. The problem is none of these personality systems are going to independently capture the full complexity of a person. You kind of have to build a crossroads through testing yourself with many systems. Find like a Venn diagram, you find the overlaps. What's funny is that the big five personality system is another one of the big, however many systems there are. I'm finding that one is less relevant over as I play with other ones. So I don't know. Should we count astrology as a personality system? Because I do fit the Scorpio type to some degrees. But I don't know that I want to get into that. I'm all for using pseudoscience when a benefit can be found. But I feel like astrology has moved beyond pseudoscience into pseudo mysticism or something else. It's not even pretending. I want the pretending at least. I don't think Beam's loading, by the way. So unless we want to make a cringe astrology song, let's give it the old reboot up the ass. Yeah, so I mean the summary of the psych talk is that I imagine I would like cars that show a lot of individuality. Yeah, like, I guess social, autonomy, expression, so on. That's kind of what I fall into, as well as whatever you'd classify off-roaders as. I don't remember the exact reasoning for that, but what I actually like is, well, like I've discussed in this series before I was doing any of the psych work, kind of comfort cars with a lot of passenger focused comfort cars. That's how I would say it. In psych terms, you'd say social harmony. One other thing that I used to think I liked was like provocative designs, which falls under the personality of someone who likes to argue and play devil's advocate. I'm not gonna repeat the discussion I had in the other series right now about the why I do this, that, and the other thing. If it comes up more organically over this video, then fine, but I'm getting sick of talking about myself, especially if I'm just repeating things I've already said today. So, well, the game's loading. I'm looking at a stupid profile for Scorpio. See if I think it's even relevant anymore. Just for the sake of reference, the furthest I've ever gone into astrology is I bought a mug that says I'm stubborn on it because I thought that was cool. That's it. So. And I bought a mezcal once that had a scorpion in the bottle, but that wasn't because of astrology. It was just because I was having a mood where I wanted like desert themed alcohol. I got this really cool thing from New Mexico that was like sagebrush flavored gin as well. It's actually a recommendation. I think it was New Mexico Distilleries. See if they're still in business. That was a decade ago. It's alright. Can you tell that I'm well trained on waiting for long loading screens? Growing up with an old Dell computer back in the day, half an hour sitting on a loading screen was the norm, unfortunately. What is this? No, this isn't what I was looking for. I ended up on a New Mexico State website, but I found the place I was actually looking for, Santa Fe Spirits. That's what it was. They had a really good moonshine as well. Let's see. If you're under 21, plug your ears, by the way. Desert bloom, prickly pear, and purple sage. Huh? You know, it wasn't purple at the time I tried it. I don't know what that. It's just a rebranding or something, or if it's a new one. I need to get healthy again so I can do unhealthy things. Nah, I've also figured out over the years, it's like, you know, the whole appeal to alcohol with me was that people make niche and interesting flavors. And then over time, I'm like, oh yeah, you can just get niche and interesting water that exists too. Yeah. Alright, I'm getting sick of talking over a loading screen. Is this game actually going to work today, or have I completely broken it? What? Do, 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 do. Man, this brand expensive now. Unless it's just the whiskeys that are expensive. Yeah, it is. Okay. Don't like whiskey anyway. Alright, let's look at this Zodiac thing. Can you hurry up, BeamNG? It feels cruel to put on an AI song before I give the audience any gameplay. I don't know if that's better or worse than talking to myself about absolutely nothing that's going on screen. Maybe I'll just publish this as a podcast. The game isn't popping up that not responding, the program isn't responding thing. So, I mean, the computer doesn't think it's frozen. But what does that mean in the context of the computer thinks it's frozen and sometimes it loads anyway? I really don't want to play the game of figuring out which mod's broken. I'm looking at the mods right now. Say I don't want to do it, but saying that motivates me to do it. Don't ask why I'm like that. The personality tests don't have an answer. The only thing I could think is the AI mod. The driver AI, not yeah, that's got to be confusing. How do you linguistically separate like the new types of AI that generate text and songs and art versus just video game AI, which isn't generating anything? It's just carrying out what would you say, like a flow chart of behaviors. I don't know that there's really much overlap in those technologies. Apparently I did update. Oh no, I didn't update RLS. That's the thing I modified myself. Just man, I'm gonna have to pull open my web browser to see. Got something to look at, but not feeling like letting people in on the deep AI conversations. Deep cringe, perhaps. All this archetype stuff sounds like cringe if you start just sharing it all over the place. Because I'd literally be like, and this is why I'm the prince archetype and not the king. But I thought I was the king, and maybe the court jester. But actually, I'm just skimming through the conversation trying to find the bit where it talks about cars. I don't think I'm even in the right one. I don't know. Oh, no, here's the right ones. No, it was not. I'm not screen sharing it, so don't worry about it. If we're going to relaunch Beam and try to load it to the garage, that's always a good test. Just load up a single vehicle in a simple environment. Maybe we'll get some hints as to what's up. None of the car mods should break the game. They're adding things. They're not changing things. It's the wrong button. So give it a chance to cache the meshes and the textures and so on. Not even sure the game was getting that far with the loading. Which implied that it was something in the map or some basic structure or part of the game engine that's not working right. Yeah, the Ford Bronco and Beam, the AI. The thing I was testing was whether I'd like a Land Cruiser. I kind of slid the Bronco in there as a close enough, but the AI is explicitly calling out the Bronco as appealing to a different personality type. So I don't know. Said, I mean, the way I was going to start the series today was that we were focusing on the car delivery missions and test drives, and the Bronco kind of has the purpose of being something that can just barrel across the map. Forza Horizon style, just shortest way to a destination, forget about the roads. Wasn't actually going to drive it properly. We have loaded into the garage. Let's see if there's anything that... There is something that's very obviously broken. Bad argument. I don't like that error. Tell me what vehicle that is. Are we not able to open up the car menu? Huh. We can open up the new UI version, but not the old one? Alright, well, we've gotten through our cringe discussion segment of the video. Now we're on to the troubleshooting. Yeah, I never looked at the stupid Scorpio thing. Do I care? I don't know. I'll read that on my own time. See if I think that's actually a reflection of me or just a personality that I liked. Of course, the one that's broken is probably one that's not showing up in the menu. Considering how many mods I have, we're not going to do a comparison of what is and isn't here. I also think some of them weren't showing up before and the game was still working, so it's not necessarily as insightful as it may seem. This is why I shouldn't download as many mods between gameplay sessions. It's the Honda Prelude here. We'll load that in. Yeah. And then we might pop over to the grid map. I want to get that error back on the screen so I can look at it. If we were being a little more intelligent, we'd find a way to open the... Why is that one lowered? Maybe we'd find a way to pull up a debug menu. I did not know I would be troubleshooting a game today. Wanted to troubleshoot me. Where'd the engine at, though? Man, don't tell me the first mod I pick is already just broken jank. That's no fun. Well, we'll see how low quality the crashing is for this mod. And then rip it out of the game if it's as bad as I suspect it's going to be. I've said it a million times. I'm not a car guy. I play this game for the aesthetic and identity cosplay / trialing. I mean, at least mechanically it has an engine. It's not aesthetically. And the shifter works. It's like, really? There's no engine. The doors work. But they did get the shifter working. Strange set of priorities. The interior lighting doesn't work. Does it work on the exterior? Only on the front. That's wild. I wonder if this is just something that was broken by game updates. You don't usually see things that have some attention to detail. Like the underside of the car is good. Minus the engine. It seems like they've done their own sounds for this. Nothing wrong with the crashing. It's actually quite good. I might leave this mod. I can forgive the lack of an engine when everything else is proper. As long as we don't have another car that does this better. Either way, we've loaded into the game successfully. Let's do two things here. Let's give me a random vehicle. That's broken. Interesting. Let's try spawning traffic. Something about vehicle selection is broken, and I wonder if that will transfer into AI cars selecting vehicles. Broken car mods on their own don't break the vehicle selection menu. Yeah, at least not broken trims. So we had that broken sunburst in there for ages and just closed the error messages. Could a car mod be entirely broken to the point that the vehicle selection menu doesn't want to open? Or that vehicle selection logic doesn't work? Because we know over the past however many episodes before I disabled the broken sunburst mod, The AI would try to select it as one of its vehicles. Or, just pop an error and it would move on. So what would actually stop the game from skipping over a broken car? This is the kind of stuff I try to figure out on my own because it takes way too damn long typing that into an AI. Interesting. So yeah, this is not working. This breaks often enough though that wouldn't necessarily say that's unique. It just sometimes breaks. So we gotta retry. Or keep trying different things. Hit it from different angles. I mean, this ties back to the psych talk, because psych is. A lot of psych is troubleshooting. Not so much when I've been. Well, I've been doing a bit of discovery and troubleshooting on my own, maybe 50-50 at this point. Anyway, let's see if we were to select free roam. Because when you click a map, it pops up a car selection menu. And I want to see how that works. Just fine. This Impala was already here and broken. So I know that stands out. That's not the problem. See if there's anything else that stands out as to the game not being able to get anything out of the mod. Nah, I mean, there's some of them that want you to scan codes. I would not recommend doing that, by the way. So, I source these mods from all over the place. The fact that I haven't detected any viruses yet. They might just be a QR code away. Alright. Let's assume that it isn't a car mod that's broken. I may have to at some point just sparse through this. Unfortunately, there's the way things are named, it's not always obvious what car that things are coming from. As I was hinting at, some of these might be undercover viruses, but I got good antivirus and nothing's popped on any of these. So it's unlikely. And that wouldn't necessarily break the game. I mean, if you're trying to make a good virus, you'd want to be sneaky. Not. Yeah, I have a mod conflict resolver and everything. What's odd is I've tried to deactivate this and it doesn't deactivate. Wait a minute, I got the mod conflict resolver. That might have some debugging potential if I can remember how to open it. Is it built into this or is this something different? Mod mounting. I don't know what that is. This just allows you to get packs that the RLS team likes And see, you can literally just download like 100 mods at once, so the quantity is not the problem here. Where is the mod conflict resolver? Unless it's just an automated thing. Protocols. Yeah, whatever. You can have some telemetry. I don't know if that mod's built in here or not. I'm gonna go with a no. Alright, we're gonna go in the garage. We're gonna see if the mod or the error pops again. And then the tentative plan. Yeah, I didn't know I was playing a strategy game today. The tentative plan is to disable the AI driver overhaul. See if we can get back to grid map and spawn AI in. It's alright. That broke consistently. Lua, GE extension, core vehicles, Lua. Lua means script in simple enough terms that I understand it. So that I'm not going to say it can't be a car mod. Oh, wait. No, I think it is. Because we're seeing weight, speed, country table. There's hints here. Config type. I mean, it could just be that I need to clear the cache. So there might be a car mod here that's not giving proper enough information for it to be sorted properly. Is there a way to expand this? Because clicking on it makes it go away. I mean, how else can I engage with that? Let's see if there's debug in here. You can join, it's fine. I don't get anything embarrassing open. And if I do, I'll just live with it. Alright. This is the most recent log. Scroll to the bottom. I'm not sure this is where the error would ping. Launcher's not the problem. The game launched. Not convinced this is where I need to be. We can see where it tried to set up vehicles, load in stuff. Traffic, Lua. So that's what the traffic mod would have been dealing with. I'm tempted to search this for error or something, but I don't know how the things are worded in here. So that might give us a false negative. So this, no, it was trying to pick the traffic vehicles. I believe that's what this is. There's nothing that obviously went wrong. No, I don't have any background in IT or programming or anything beyond just person who's modded games. I don't know why Discord integration was on. It's not something I use. I figure out to stop that from enabling. If you even can. Not obvious. Is there a better debug in here? The game didn't crash, so no, there's no crash report. All right. Let's see. Debug. I feel like it might tell us the location of where a debug would go, but it's on its own. Yeah, it tells you the size of debug windows. I might be able to open something and do that. Hopefully you'll be ready for some cringe later. Let's see. Debugging UI. It's built into the game. We gotta press the grav key, as that's called. All right. It's a bit hard to read. That's a search. Don't. Come on, make it bigger. All right, cool. I do let you do that. There. So here's our bad argument. Realistically, we should try to load careers, see if it pings the same error. However, I just got stuck on I dropped my controller. Got stuck on a loading screen, so I don't know if that'll do anything useful. Cannot read properties of null. So, okay, something was lacking the proper information for the game to understand it. Angular.js. Vehicle select. I don't know why that would break career from loading, but it's the lead we have. I didn't know I was playing the detective game today either. Choose to play Beam, end up playing strategy and detective. Frame number. I don't know if the license plate failing to load is a real problem. App not found random spawn. There is a strong possibility that I thought that feature was built into the game and then deleted the mod that did it. So that might explain that problem. And where we can tell here, that issue is completely separate. So that is not a hint. So here's more errors. Duplicate mesh found. So that's a reason to clear the cache. I don't think that stopped it from loading because we have the truck here though. Or it just doesn't matter. I don't think that's our full stop problem. Old format, resave. I don't know what that means. Other than clear the cache, maybe it'll fix it. Clear the cache is like the IT manager's version of turn it off and back on again. So this is the fatal error. I was looking to see if there's anything else before we dug into this. I would really like this to identify a mod. Is there way to scroll this sideways? That would be nice. I mean, it's telling us the Lua that's broken. So, alright. Let's pull open the AI driver mod and see if it modifies the vehicle Lua. I know it introduces personalities, so it's not just all the same AI driving around. Something like that could tie into vehicle selection. Where is it? Don't make me search. I don't want to search. Here we go. I was really hoping you'd open a separate window for that. Driver behavior. No, that is not vehicle.lua, despite being in Lua a vehicle. GE extension. Nope. No vehicle Lua in there. Mod script Lua. UI apps. I think that one's off the hook. The other one we can test. I think there's only two things in here that aren't car mods. It's the volumetric fluid leakage. UIGE, volumetric, it's got its own one for that. Extensions, auto, it's got its own one there. This might be independent enough that it couldn't be their problem. Alright. Fortunately, I don't think I can search within the zip files. Right? Yeah, I would take a look to search if it was actually doing that. It's not the file that I modified myself either, I'll have you know. Alright, well, let's pick one at random and see where average car mod does. Not expecting Luas. Oh, there's way too much shit in there. Yeah, there is a Lua. Electrics. Alright, so that's giving some type of electric hybrid scripting. As well as camera angles. Alright, well, the next question would be to go out of the mods. And at this point, we should be able to find the vehicle's Lua and see what its function is. Maybe it's in the actual game files and not the documents. D Beam. There it is. Alright. So now we can say, why would somebody modify this? No need to force license plate. Vehicle paints, paint colors maybe. Whether there'd be tow hitches. This is going to be too long. It's explaining how things are sorted. So career could have been broken because the vehicle marketplace wasn't able to initialize because something couldn't be sorted in any way. But there's a lot of mods that don't fill out the like the horsepower, the country of production, and all that stuff. That doesn't break the game. It just makes it so it doesn't appear everywhere that you'd want it to. I've said before, not all the mod cars seem to make their way into career. And that would be why. But why would something modify the logic? File paths on. I don't know everything that this does, and I can't just. There's too much here. We're going to clear the console. We're going to wipe the cache. Going to try to relaunch the game. See if we get new errors. See if the console's openable from the loading screen. If it freezes there. I mean, we're almost an hour in. This is unique content, at least, Everyone else, uploads videos of actually playing BeamNG. There's a lot of troubleshooting going on behind the scenes, and you don't get to see it. Consider yourself lucky. I'm maximizing my lack of professionalism. Oh, the console does not work from the loading screen. And it's going to take a while because we cleared the cache. So even if it does work, now it has to reload all the mods. Isn't that fun? Let's poke at this. Uh-oh. Don't tell me that the answer was just try the simple solution and stop overcomplicating it. So I heard some traffic. That would be embarrassing. Here's the cleared cache. We don't need that. It'd be a podcast about troubleshooting logic with the conclusion, don't jump right to logic. Yeah, they say work smart, not hard. I think, what happens when neither of those are the answer? Oh, that looked like an error. What's going on over there? Anything we need to worry about? That one's not a fatal error. It is vehicles Lua, though. Oh, bad argument. I think it's the same one. It just doesn't say fatal error. Did I see Sonata in there? I expect we have broken. Game engine Lua exception. But it keeps doing things after the error. And it didn't say fatal error. So failed to create group multi-spawn. That's probably the traffic spawning in. Or just anything that spawns a bunch of cars. Maybe like the parked cars. Mount 11. Yeah, that's parked cars. I have that set to 11. So it failed to create a group. As if I know what that means. Set up vehicles. Yeah, parking Lua. 11. No group. It was trying to pick North American. Set up traffic. Override career, player driving. Police. No. Already true, though. I don't know that this part of the error is actually where the error happened. If that makes any sense. So it relates to the traffic spawning, as it's picking vehicles for the traffic. Why? What is the problem with that? Bad argument to min. Huh. Minimum what? My first thought is that something has overwritten the earliest year that a vehicle can be. Instead of changing the year, they just basically got rid of that. It's not the Passat B3. We've driven that. That works. So the stuff popping up here isn't where the problem is. The log trailer is built into the game. It's not that. What's this down here? I wish I could scroll this to the right. I think I have to shrink it to do that, unfortunately. Let's make this a little more legible. I don't think it's going to load, but we heard the traffic. So I think it spawned in the traffic and then got started on parked cars. All right, it's looking for minimum. That's not a country or region. There's no minimum maximum for that because it was expecting a number. Why did that just flash? Is it still trying to load? I don't know. It's on the same part of the load screen. It got stuck before. So, has it put anything new here? No. So we vaguely understand what the issue is. Something's changed the logic to get around a minimum number in one of the categories that cars are classified by. Skimming this to see if we can figure out which category. Model year makes sense. Then that's one of the possibilities. Maybe we should pull that Lua open again. Let's see, how often is min referenced in here? Damn it, I can't type even with a virtual keyboard. Why doesn't Notepad tell you the number of times? That's annoying. And he also gets in its own way. That's fun. Let's go as early up in here to start. I don't want to work my way up. I want to work my way down. Alright, it's not actually here that many times because we looped. Okay, maybe it isn't here that many times. Blame it on loop. Not sure this is the productive approach right now. So destination has a min-max. What does destination mean? Mileage? I don't know. Vehicles shouldn't be classified by that. It would pick that randomly after it chooses a vehicle, so know that. Unless the vehicles are sorted by... Would that be built into the vehicle's expected like mileage? I don't think that's how this game is working. I'm going to say no, that's not logical. LCF type. Well, I don't know what that means either. I'm not sure that I'm even looking at what I think I'm looking at. Local min-max, it doesn't make sense either. Destination. LCF again. Filter min-maxed. What? Have we gone through all these already? Yeah, we have. None of that makes any sense to me. The game is stuck. I don't know why there's not like a way to bail out of the loading, considering it knows it's broken, you know? Like, oh, I can explicitly, compiled some shaders with warnings. Fun. But not the problem. Trying to exit state we haven't seen before. I don't know why that flashes, but that's not the problem. So yeah, I mean, it can't create the filters for vehicles because something's funky. I think we understand the problem. Fortunately, it's not something that narrows down the potential source of it all that well. How many new car mods do I have here? A lot. I know the Vipers are already in here. The Monzo is already in here. Oh yeah, there's dates on these. I don't have to be all particular about it. 46 minus the 2 game behavior changes. 44 car mods it could be. No, no, because there's RLS. 43. I don't know if browsing through the car menu in the game might offer some hints. Fortunately, that menu's a little janky. You know, it loads into all the trims every time you click on one. You can't just click on a car for generic information. I mean, one thing we could do is we could remove the mods like 10 at a time. Try to narrow it down. It's not really the way I like doing things. It would give us some hints. I don't think it's either of these. Oh, it's not. It's not going to be something that edits that Lua though. No, that doesn't make sense. The Lua is having an error because it's trying to pull information that's not available. It's not because the Lua's being overwritten. So no, that's not going to get us the answer. That'd just be a waste of time. Oh, how am I going to title and categorize this video? Like, I can't put this into the Beam category, can I? Looking at the mods in here isn't going to tell us anything. Let's see if this works. Let's assume we were going to just do this road course. What happens here? That. It's the same error we're already familiar with. I wish it was identifying which mod that it was trying to pull info from that it couldn't. What's this? Include auxiliary debug content. Nah, because this menu will not load. It's interesting that the new type will. This looks slightly different. Okay, I cannot read properties of no. But tell me which vehicle is causing the problem. I don't know what this angular thing is. I think that's just describing how the UI looks. I think that's basically just saying the old vehicle selector UI. Core vehicle. request. Is that telling me that it's not a mod vehicle that's having the problem? Core vehicle? Does that mean what I think it means? I don't know if just because something's intuitive doesn't mean it's right, you know? Need a damn magnifying glass. Be full detective to try to read this shit. Oh boy. There's no guarantee it's gonna even tell me. It's complaining about some of the paint colors up here. Aquatic blue, sunset mica. Not found in default paint list. What? Oh, this is throwing a whole bunch of errors for one of the BMWs. That's a hint. Is it just having problems with the paint? Is the paint null? No, because I know the Terramount Atlas works. Oh. I bet it's a mesh slab that's running off an old version of a car that's been since updated. And it's probably the BMW. Alright, well, that's a lot of errors for the 5 Series BMW. So, let's start there. BMWs are one of the more likely ones to be mesh slabs. Was it the X5 or an... I don't even know how they call their damn cars. S5. Either way, we have a search. If things are named intuitively, BMW 5 Series. Start here. Let's disable them both for now. Actually, no, let's be a little more clever about this. I think I only downloaded one of those recently. Oh, it wasn't the i8 that popped up. How the 5 Series I downloaded ages ago. It doesn't make sense either. Huh. Well, it doesn't make sense, but let's try it. I don't know if that's reloaded at all. So the way to find out will be to open the menu that does work. Because this one's still broken. Because it hasn't tried to reload it. Well, the 5 Series is not in here currently. But I don't know, I'm going to the garage and not just relaunching the game. Oh well. Bags. That error didn't pop up before, so it's not necessarily related. It's loading. What are things that might have caused paint issues? I don't know. I'm expecting to get an answer just from looking at the titles of these. Do you think it's a big mod, a small mod? What's the most suspicious? If it's even related. Can I get all the ones from the 22nd on the screen at the same time? Not quite. There's some lovely error codes. I can't read that. Frame not rendered. Yeah, we already had that before. It doesn't matter. It's having problems with other paint colors again, too. With the D series. I need to get to some of the mods. What are these problems? It converted things to numbers. That's interesting. So there's things it didn't like that it fixed. That's not a new mod, but that is one that's pinging. Yeah, more paint-related things. Was this error caused by aesthetics? I don't know. The paint might be the min null value. It's giving us problems. It's mentioning a lot of the... Are those rims and tires, or is that code for one of the vehicles? That's code for a vehicle that has a V8 diesel. I don't know if these are hints or if this is just a separate issue. .8 GDI. It sounds like some type of German vehicle that would have a GDI and diesel. How many V8 diesel vehicles are there? Stock turbo. Problem is we don't know if it's the same error. It is a very extended error, though. The plot thickens, though. I'll tell you that much. Unless this is... Well, this... Oh. There. So, before we assume that error was relevant, does this work now? It attempted to load. You saw it popped up an unknown over here for a second. Yeah, bad argument. Min number expected got nil. I don't know if we've actually unloaded the BeamNG mod. Because that one is the one that's making me wonder. Now here's the problem. The mod that I'm suspicious of is an X5, X6, E70, E71. I don't think it's the only X5, X6 mod I have. And I don't know that they're all properly and nicely labeled BeamNG either. Yeah, we may have a problem here that there's multiple mods referencing the same vehicle. So it's E71X6 from last year. Yeah, the other one didn't pop up like I wanted it to, but come out. I know it's in here. I just saw it. Yeah, X5, X6, E71. Might have a conflict here. What model year is the E71? Is that the older one or the newer one? Does it even matter for what we're trying here? So X6, E71. Let's try disabling that. Let's try reactivating the other beams. And then we're going to reload the game. It might be I have a mod that packaged a couple of the mods together, including one I already had. That's my theory right now. And probably different versions of the same mod. Hence conflicts, hence no. Is my logic followable? Also, the other thing was popping errors with that hinted at V8 diesel German car and big German SUV. You know, that might be the kind of car that would have that kind of engine. Der Logic. I don't know how you say it in German. Either way, what's an E71? Yeah, we gotta know. Is that the modern one? Or is that the older one? 2008 to 2014. That is the older one. I would like this car to be functional. Adele. We got it wrong. I really want to see this whole error. It's this prop file strings 2026 to 2026. You think that might be related? Maybe that's a better hint. This is paint Jeb black. Somebody seems to have typoed a paint color. Well, that's not the problem. Yeah, Atlas Cross Sport works fine regardless of whatever this paint error is. So that was just Wild Goose Chase over on that. I don't know if that's the same error from the last time we loaded the game or not. Now it looks like it reset. Okay. So the paint might just be a fire truck red herring. No. You know, I wonder if the actual problem here is that somebody was supposed to put the minimum and maximum years for a vehicle as separate strings, and instead they just put 2026 to 2026. as a singular thing in like the maximum category. So it freaked out because there's a hyphen in something that's only supposed to be a number, and it wasn't in the range. It does hint that it's a modern vehicle that's causing us problems. Insurance class daily driver, that doesn't tell us anything. Default paint name, Vert Arsenic. Now we've seen that pop up before. That is one of the paint colors. It's a bright green, if I remember. Don't know why I remember, but I do. If I could get a little more hints out of this. Country South. Come on, I just want to scroll this enough that it's still legible and that. I wish this had a sideways scroll bar on it. Be up to no good, not giving you the sideways scroll. South Korea. Aha. So the problem is a vehicle that's a 2026 from South Korea. That is not a BMW. In fact, there's not too many cars it could be. We all know it's a Hyundai or a Kia. I mean, let's be real. And I don't think there's too many mods out there for those. So let's see which one I downloaded recently. It's not an S-Class, not a Mustang, not a Golf. SLK 172, that should be Mercedes. Not this, not that. Oh, I don't like how a lot of these aren't named. I don't know what luxury sedan is, and I don't know what VN whatever sedan is either. Can we get some hints, please? Can we pull up a picture of it? Yeah, alright, it's not that. Okay. LS300, it's not that. I don't know what this is. Alpha, no, it's not the Alpha. It's not the Sterling. It's not the Civic. I don't know what this is. We got any pictures in here or anything I can use? Yeah, okay, it's a Ford Expedition. It's not that. Don't know what this one, a Turbo R. Nah, it's not that. Not the Chrysler, not the Bentley, not the Honda, not the Picnic, BMW, Audi, Hyundai Tucson facelift. Sounds mighty suspicious now, doesn't it? A small mod. 2026 Hyundai Tucson. Alright. I didn't know I was playing Shadows of Doubt over here, but fine. I don't know if these BMW mods are clashing or not. I don't know that I care. Hello, Hyundai Tucson. I'm not giving you the benefit of the doubt. You're getting deleted. At this point, this is just going to be a troubleshooting episode. If I get this working and decide to play, I'll just make another episode out of it. The channel's turning into the mystery channel. The new mystery machine is the Hyundai Tucson. That's worth making some cringe AI art out of. Not a song, mind you. Let's go make some creepy art. Got a lot of creepy art in here already. These are all for terrorizing my mother, I'll have you know. Yeah, you be careful using that word on the internet. You know what I mean, trolling. Yeah. Mystery machine. Reimagined. Is it 6? I wonder if that vert arsenic is actually a real paint color or just make believe for Beam. How about searching arsenic? Sounds like a pretty bad idea. Yeah, it's just made up. I don't know why I thought anyone would buy a car that. Whatever. Ripped or poison, but I'm putting it in here anyway. Vert is green in French, by the way. And arsenic is French for arsenic. We'll leave it in the cartoon style. Why not? Debug. Let's see if our game's working. Yes. Let's see if we can load into career. Man, Hyundai mods be jank. It's like, yeah, I'm desperate too. I want some good like Hyundai and Kia mods. It's like, especially Genesis. I like those cars. Oh, people really not making the proper mods for those. People putting all the effort into the fancy German cars. It's like, yeah, well. No, that's not very Mystery Machine-ish. Come on, it doesn't even have decals. There you go. That one's a bit better. What the hell is that? No speakers on the front? Yeah, that disappointed me. Maybe it didn't really understand what I meant by Mystery Machine. So we'll do tie-dye wrap. 70s vinyl stickers. Figured out what arsenic green means. There's too many damn choices in here. Is there a Scooby-Doo one? Probably not. This thing never works either. Everything's broken. I wonder if they're coding their AI program with AI. No. If you can't trust your AI, who can you trust? You know? I mean, when this was simple, there was just like 2 of these. You got more random results. Now that you have to pick a style, it's like you already kind of know what you're in for. It's not. It's more destination focused, less journey. It's no fun. A lot of these only make like pictures of women too. So it's like you put anything else in, it'll find some way to to force it to be someone's like profile picture. It's like boring. Want something less boring. I'm not feeling like the realistic ones today. Some good old cringe in here, though. There's a reason I don't do AI art for these videos. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's better. But yeah, it takes a much more fine tuning to get anything worth the time. Scooby Doo. Scooby Doo. Is Beam working over here? Sure, it'd be a shame if this was broken for a completely different reason. Or there was multiple things wrong with the game. Oh. No. Scooby. The hell is that? Well, we got what we wanted out of the AI. So, it's probably the best one. It's got the best color scheme. Mix of creepy things on the roof. Alright. You don't be needing any of that. You want to read this horoscope thing? I don't. I'm just scrolling through it. I'm not even reading it. Are you reading it? And I've never really read any of the Scorpio stuff like with an attention to detail. I just go, yeah, I'm the stubborn one. The rebellious stubborn one. I don't know. The way I always approach stuff like this, I'm like, I read the one that's for me. I skim it. I'm like, is there enough there to take interest? And if the answer is yes, then I'll go click on a bunch of other one of the random ones and be like, all right, is this also going to tell me enough things that line up with me? Usually the answer is no, actually. So it's like, that's always the concern, is that everything's worded vaguely enough that it applies to everybody. So no matter what it spits out, you feel like it's a right answer, Ooh, ongoing errors. Yeah, that's the traffic thing. AI, road rage, and so on. Yeah. Damn it, I thought we got away with that one working. The fancy traffic mod. No. Loader vehicle Lua is broken. No. End. Well, there's a good chance that there's a conflict between the AI traffic thing and career mode. Fortunately, this thing's not sitting still, so it's a bit hard to see if that's the only thing that's been identified here. Definitely career focused things. The AI thing was at the top. Game's not going to load. Where the hell's Alt F4? I need to be careful with that. I might end up crashing OBS. Oh. That would suck. So I wonder if the AI traffic thing exclusively doesn't work with career, or if it's just broken altogether. Or maybe it's a red herring. Let's disable it. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt, not wiping it out of the system. If this works, I'm going to try to turn it back on and go into free roam. That'd be irritating. That'd be a great addition to our career videos. Because that literally, there's AI personalities in there that will get pissed off and brake check you if you're tailgating them. And so, I got a problem tailgating. I'm Mr. Efficiency on the road, always trying to take corners as tight as possible and follow cars as close as possible. So, I don't know where the hell I got that mindset from, but it's certainly not something I learned from my parents. So it's just me trying to take up as little space as possible or something. But anyway, we're not troubleshooting my psychology right now. So. Not doing that. Can make a good Beam or cringe song about troubleshoot my psychology. It's got like a vibe to it. It's like, well, would that be like a funk song? Troubleshoot my psychology. Troubleshoot my psychology. I heard a promising sound effect, so I think we got the game working. We'll see if the debug menu is still going crazy. Let's pull that open if we can. Duplicated beam between notes. I don't know what that means. License plate problems. I don't give a shit about that. Have we loaded in? It's dark out here. The answer is yes, though. Sorry, we had a hard challenge on our hands. There was layered problems. It would have been harder if they broke at the same time. I guess that's the good thing about a fatal error, is it stops the process where it is before something else can ping as the problem. So it prevented us from having combined problems. Turn your lights on, you dumb minivan. Right, you can't troubleshoot that. But let's see if this AI mod works in free roam. Test it a little bit if it does. That'll be our payoff for the episode. I don't know if I got career mode energy after this. That immediately popped up something being broken. Isn't that fun? The camera has nothing to do with that. That's just other issues. Yeah, something tells me that's not going to work. But it's already got some career stuff loaded in the background for some reason, so. Free roam. Let's go to the East Coast for this one. Gas station. Parking lot. Is there like a random car button? Yeah, let's just pick the X6. Why not? Alright. Let's do a 3-liter facelift tuned Get into one of them bright greens. See if this even works. This is gonna be a full-length episode. Yeah. Aren't we lucky? Lucky, lucky, lucky. How about our cynic vert? Yeah. What? I don't think that's a censorship error. Maybe it is. Who knows? Try the classic gen. What? What do you think? I'm trying to get you to say arse or something? I think it's just broken. Regular broken. Okay. Vanilla broke. You vanilla broke, or you got a niche flavor broke over there. Now look, turn it off and back on again worked. Why, if only everything could have gone that way. War chant. Alright. We're gonna do funk. Do some Afro beat. War chant will ruin it. Do male voice. Put Scooby-Doo in here. Yeah, that'll be good enough. Is Beam working, or is Beam busted? Beam a da busted. Oh. Override modules. Why are you trying to load career things? I'm not in career. I might have to reload the game and try just going straight into free roam, see if that works. Yeah, I'll try that. It's like, why is that mod doing things with career? Or is it? Is perhaps the right question. It's unfortunate, because that was a really interesting mod. You know, I'm all about the interacting personalities. It's like the whole reason I play strategy games is because the leaders have different angles on things, and I like figuring out the angles. Now I can't even figure out where the damn thing is. So are there career-related things in here? Or is there just things that aren't working well together? Oops, did not mean to click on that. There isn't anything, actually. Huh. Okay, that's odd. Let's try loading it again and I'll play some cringe for you.
Troubleshoot my psychology. You could be my dog for free. Get up off that couch, take a bow. If you could walk a mile in my shoes, you think how? now you're in my dreams with a sign saying get away from me. But I just cannot quit. Then I find you when I'm on the internet, and I get so excited. I don't wanna fight it. I wanna do you right, kid. Tell me, is it psychic? There's just so much to see, like a whole world between you and me. And I'm just like a moth and you are the light bulb in love. I'm weak, but I am strong, 'cause I'll be the greatest you have ever known. You know it all along. You're the hardest and the coldest of them all. And I get so excited. I don't wanna fight it. I wanna do you right, kid. Tell me, is it psychic? And I get so excited. I don't wanna fight it. I wanna do you right, kid. Tell me, is it psychic? And I get so excited. I don't wanna fight it. I wanna do you right, kid. Tell me, is it psychic? And I get so excited. I don't wanna fight it. I wanna do you right, kid. Tell me, is it psychic? Troubleshoot my psychology. 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 You could be my dog for free. Get up off that couch, take a bow. If you could walk a mile in my shoes, you would think, how? And now you're in my dreams with a sign saying, get away from me, but I just cannot quit. Then I find you when I'm on the internet. And I get so excited. I don't wanna fight it. I wanna do you right, kid. Tell me, is it psychic? There's just so much to see, like a whole world between you and me. And I'm just like a moth, and you are the light bulb in the love. I'm weak, but I am strong, 'cause I'll be the greatest you have ever known. You know it all along. You're the hottest and the coldest of them all. And I get so excited. I don't wanna fight it.
We mangled it. Alright. Back after a short break. This car is a nice green, but we're here to test this mod. Why are these windows so tinted? That's annoying. So I like how this thing has the M on it, but it's got the small engine. Or it's supposed to. I mean, look at that horsepower rating, and maybe it doesn't have a small engine. So, in theory, with this mod, there's different AI personalities on the road. Yeah, that guy's certainly something. That's got an obnoxious sounding engine. Great. Can I get rid of the window tint? Thanks. So you can definitely hear some of the AIs have radios going. That's part of the mod. I don't know all the details on the personalities. I'm not liking this car though. That's a thing. Maybe I get rid of this mod and just use this other one. Let's see if it's any different. 190 horsepower. Now that can't be right. I think we will get rid of this older one. If the other one doesn't have the window tint, that'll be a good sales pitch. Oh, it's got a working shifter. Alright. It's got wood trim, it's got leather, it's got a working shifter. You know, what more can you ask for? Oh, yay. X6. Goodbye. Cool. Didn't check the performance difference. I mean, who knows with this one? That's more reasonable. Broken texture mobile. I wish that would fix, because I mean, they're not even supposed to be broken. It says it's importing it. It just means it hasn't loaded yet. But it never loads. It's like, I don't know what's up with that. Let's see how all the different cars act when we give them the old probe. We were doing that before the break, too. The PT Cruisers seem to just veer off the road. How about you? Oh, this guy's a tow hitch. We gotta be careful about. Oh, no, he doesn't. It's just his exhaust. Yeah, he's not probing us back. The old one-way probe. Going the wrong way on the one-way. Alright, let's stop with that line of joke. This guy just tries to ignore it. Oh, and then he drives in the wrong lane. Why do I have a warning light that looks like a big old spider? This is a backup camera? Oh yeah, this was definitely the better pickup mod. Honk. Error loading leg van. Error simple traffic. Error oh. Where'd that music coming from? Are you parked? You got your lights on. I don't believe you're parked. It's this guy. No? Yes. I don't know. Something's bugged out. Did that car load its window in? I wonder if the parked cars were being assigned a personality. Let's just pretend these errors aren't happening. I'm sure it's nothing I need to worry about. Sorry, officer. I was just closing my errors. I wasn't distracted. I swear. See if this sunroof is openable. That's the opposite of what I wanted. Oh, was it already open? Cool. Yeah, this is a high quality mod. The other one was just low medium quality. Because this one doesn't have forced X badging, M badging, whatever the hell the BeamNGs do. There's still cars driving around? Or did we error everything out? Oh, that probably just broke the steering. It's gonna go. Cool, it remembers I rolled the windows down. Is he listening to some AI music? It seemed like there's like much fewer cars on the road. He was driving one of the things that had an error. So that's not the car you'd expect if things were despawning due to errors. Traction control working overtime. Touche. Yeah? You do anything about it? No? What? Stupid patient drivers. Yeah, we need to relaunch the traffic. It's not working. Not fully working, at least. It's a shame this personality thing doesn't work with career for some reason. We'll give it another try, but some of the logic must be too different from. Well, it's either a conflict with RLS or career in general. It may just be RLS. Let's find someone to tailgate. Is there no one in the right lane? Here we go. That's the kind of car that should react interestingly if the car and the personality have any association here. Come on, Charger. Let's play bumper cars. I thought that'd be like the revenge type of car. It's more the flee the scene kind of car. might have disabled his vehicle. Or maybe he's dead. What, you want to join in on the fun? Okay. Monkey see, monkey do. I think I have a pure, like, gold van. Alright, how do the drivers react to oncoming traffic? Well, that guy didn't have the reaction times to avoid me. How about you? Nope. No, there's the coolant leaking. Arsenic green. Not sure if that mod's worth keeping. Yeah, it's fine. Ooh. We should probably use our traction control. You just gonna ignore it? Yeah. I got your bumper. There. Oh. No. It's no fun crashing by myself. I'm gonna make it a team effort. It's my personality type. Doing things alone is boring. What? Leak. Yeah, I don't know if the hot green is... I mean, is that the color of fluids in a vehicle? You might deliberately make it that color so you know when something's leaking. I don't know. I don't feel like that mod is adding to the experience right now. Especially because we stopped leaking. Oh. Well. Maybe it's because we ran out of fluid. Let's see, does the random car thing work again? Was that just broken because of all the other stuff going on? You know? Yeah, it was. What is this? Give me a base model muscle car. It's not even a muscle car at that point. It's just oversized economy car. I don't know, what do you call a muscle car when you get the base trim without the big engine? You know, it's a manual too. It's got wood trim though, so I mean, how negative can I really be, you know? Couch on wheels. Yeah, I was reading one of the old Dodge catalogs from like 71 the other day. Don't even remember why. Very weird thing for me to be doing, but they were going on about how all the small cars from the Japanese companies were just a trend. You know, it'll go away in a couple of years. You know, get a big car. And that's what has the staying power. Big old American body on frame cars. Oh, how the times changed. And not even that far afterward. BeamNG. I don't even remember what. I mean, I don't even know if there was a sales pitch for big cars other than it's how it's always been. Like, no, you need to get something different. Like, there's no reason to change. It's tradition. It's funny. His Dodge is all about having the rebel image these days. Back then, they were the tradition brand. All the American car makers were. It's just we're domestic. Well, you know, it's not very patriotic of you to consider anything else. They did still have a little bit of a rebel image. It was just within a certain context. I don't know that fluid mod's really adding to the experience here, but it's not that bad either. Supposedly, it can show leaking gas. It's not just radiator fluid. Might even be other fluids. I mean, who knows? I mean, let's park this thing before it blows up. Does anything else feel like leaking out of the car? Maybe some differential fluids, some oil. No, there's some. It is leaking something. Not sure what it is. Head gasket damaged. It's alright. More of a heart than a head kind of guy, you know? Like, you don't need that. This car driving kind of slow. Yeah, it's probably the flat tire doing it. Alright, so our randomness works again. I don't know why it was telling me there was no app for that. Game just trolling me with some of the errors earlier. Let's try loading into career now. It's like we know this mod works on its own. So let's see. And then we'll call it a day with our troubleshooting episode. Not what I expected to be doing today. I don't think I feel like playing the game properly now either, so. Oh, well. I'll find some YouTube to waste the rest of my brain power on. Or, I don't know. Don't even know if I want to do that. Crap out. I don't got. Yeah, okay, the game's broken. I don't got functional brains. What I'm saying. It's too much damage. Let's deactivate that mod before we forget, and then wonder why the game's broken the next time we play. You don't need troubleshooting part 2. Be like one of those detective shows where you know the conclusion in the first minute, and then you just gotta watch everyone stumble around and get there themselves over the next hour. That's no good. That's not what we're doing here. So put it in the comments below if you knew the Hyundai was the problem the whole time. I won't believe you. You didn't even know the Hyundai was in there, so lying. Alright, that's enough broken beams for today. Kevin outwitted the bugs. Goodbye.